I'm really not trying to yell in the woods, but welcome back, everyone. Russ with Happy OffGrid, and today I want to talk to you about 10 things that I wish we knew before we moved off-grid. Now, before we get into it, a little bit about us, and this is going to be different than most other videos because we're going to be talking about two separate properties. That's right. Not only are we going to be talking the pros and cons of our 40-acre Western Colorado property, but our new 75-acre property in Southeast Kansas. Both of them definitely have their little aspects that make them unique in their own way, so I'll try to remember to explain that. We hope you enjoy these videos, and if you do, please make sure you take the time to hit that thumbs up. Let's get into it. Roll music. Huh? We don't have music? Do we, maybe some, graphics so we can, like a thank you or like, oh, cool. No, nothing. Oh, okay. So we're just going to roll right on in. Number one, if you have zero clue, this might be the place for you. Now, I know some of you are like, whoa, why are we already starting out? No, I'm not saying if you are clueless. If you're clueless and you move out to this type of lifestyle, you really do take a chance of potentially hurting yourself or someone else. What I'm saying is I had zero clue on how to build a bathroom. I had zero clue on how to do plumbing. And I definitely had zero clue on whether any of it was going to work. But you're only limited by what you hinder yourself at before you start your task. So you can look it up. There's so much information that you can look up online that you don't have to be afraid that you're going to mess stuff up. And again, every failure is just another success anyways, right? So to have zero clue is okay because you yourself, I had zero clue how to do anything, and I've done it on two properties now. We've done plumbing, we've done the complete shed to cabin, we've done exterior buildings, and I'm not a builder. I have no construction knowledge at all other than what I read or watch on videos. So if I can do it, you can do the same thing. Number two, when in doubt, thick it out. And I'm definitely talking about windows and insulation. The old place in Colorado had 25 windows, and there were 13 of those windows that were north facing, 15 if you can include the northwest facing. Not ideal. Here, we have no windows facing to the north, only one window facing to the west, but we only have two windows in the entire tiny home. Definitely worth it to spray foam. There's a lot of people that are wondering if spray foam is the best answer for the gaps, cracks, all that. We spray foam this. We've already seen a difference in summer here in Kansas. Winter will be the true test, in my opinion, because the last thing you want to skimp on is windows and insulation. That is going to seal it, and you have fewer issues with the remaining items that I'm going to be bringing up on this list if you can solve number two. And number three, definitely do not shoot yourself in the foot while you're trying to load the van unless you're just getting out of work. Do your research, find out where you're going, the rules, the regulations, what you can, what you can't build. We've had friends and family that have moved to locations that they can't build what they set out to build. And it's really caused a huge ripple effect. So it's definitely worth your weight in gold to find out rules and regulations, cost to building per structures. You can call the county commissioners, get on their websites, a lot of good information on your particular area, all the way down to your county and district. Really, really good and really important that you know what you can and can't. Even if you want to be a renegade, it's definitely a benefit just to kind of cover your butt on that. Okay, we're just rolling along. We hope you guys enjoy these. And if you do, please make sure you take the time to hit that thumbs up. Leave us a positive comment. Number four, hauling water doesn't suck as much as hitting your finger with a hammer, but it's a close second. Colorado, we had a 300-foot well that was 200 feet away from the house. We had a 1.5 horsepower Franklin motor that would kick 64 cold cranking amps all the way up to our house. Here, we went with a Rain water harvesting. 90% of what we do is trying to be cost effective. I mean, you can spend as much money as the next person, but it doesn't do you any good because you're going to need it somewhere else, especially with to account for the price of materials nowadays. It's really making it hard. Like I don't know. It sucks. Number 5, LED is the way to be. Put your stuff on power strips, completely off-grid, 5.4 kilowatt solar system in Western Colorado. We had everything on power strips to include the TV, anything that would have the little red light or a clock on it, put it on a power strip, shut it off when you're done. You would really be surprised how much energy you would save. The average American family, I think we use like 11,000 kilowatts. The average European family uses 6. Dorothy and I, we use somewhere around 3.5 to 4. And it's really due to we just shut our lights off when we leave. And with the invention of LED compared to the CFL, the compact fluorescent, night and day. I mean, even the cost right now is not something it's definitely worth it to buy LED. Get LED, it'll save you, and shut it off when you're not using it. When you leave the room, shut everything off. Let's go. Number 6, to burn or not to burn? That is the question. The question I'm asking today, because I'm still not sure if in my tiny home, which is only 258 square foot, I don't really need a heater. Even a rocket stove, the smallest heater, would probably smoke me out. So I'm going to end up going with a combination of using propane and natural resources rather than electric and or wood, even though you could see behind me, I've got an abundance of wood. What I don't want to do is we're already limited on space, so I don't really have room to put a fireplace in there. I need to put something that I can get on the wall and then run a natural gas propane element too. It really does not take much to heat that. And it did really well in the summer, so I think we'll be good. But it is very important to think about what you need to do. Our old place, we had Fisher Grandpa Bear, which was supposed to be able to heat 2,500 square foot, and our place was 1,500 square foot for the 2 stories. And it was really, really hard to get the back area of our second floor heated, but it still was possible with the stove. And it's definitely something to look into. Is it something that you want the hassle of the wood, because you will have to most likely get a log splitter, go out, and if you don't have the abundance of trees to be able to do that, be able to harvest them somewhere, which is not completely impossible, but is the juice worth the squeeze, right? The opportunity cost in life is it going to be worth it? It could save you, but can it really be worth it? It's like dominoes, right? Not all money is good money. I don't know if that actually helped anyone. That was just something that I remember someone told me in Domino's one day, and I was like, oh man. So number 7, they were here first, and you have to lock up what you deem valuable. What I mean in aspect of predators, right? I see a lot of people asking the questions, should we open range, do you free range, livestock, to include, but not limited to, just chickens. I have seen, especially when it comes to chickens, that it is better, if you don't want to lose any, to have them contained. Both properties, both Colorado, we had an overhead cover, and here in Kansas, we've seen with our neighbors, they've lost chickens, guineas, whatever, because they did not have the overhead cover. And it was not to owls or predator birds, but mainly to coyotes. So I still think it's a benefit if you are living on your place and value your livestock as a food source. You want to protect, you don't live outside, and I know they're animals, right? But give them something that they can go to and feel safe, and you'll definitely see a benefit. And I believe you'll feel better knowing that you're not losing them to that. Like, you want to lose them to your belly being hungry and not to the coyotes. And number 8, use the internet while you still can. Like there's this big thing that everyone's talking about now with Starlink, and I'm not saying Starlink won't fix the issues with the internet in rural areas. What I am saying, again, a cost-effective wise, a $500 satellite system plus a reoccurring monthly fee isn't really cost-effective. Now, there's other satellite providers, HughesNet, Dish Network, and other companies as such. The issue is their service is not reliable. It is a very good idea to look at alternatives to include your cell phone. We use a Cell-Fi Go, which is a single band. I cannot operate Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, all these other networks. I can operate one network that I can choose, hop over amongst any of the 5 major carriers, and I can increase my gain about 100 decimals, which is still to this day the best that you can get. Woo! Had an acorn fall down on a piece of metal over here. That's literally the best that you can get in the industry right now. So super impressive, and that's something to look into if you are going to move into a rural area. There's plenty of networks that claim that they work, but it is, in my opinion, again, both places. Colorado, we had 0 service, and here in Kansas, our service was even worse. We had to switch from Verizon to AT&T, and we've had no issues with our being able to run anything that we needed to. But again, we solely use our phones, and we have no additional internet. We had HughesNet in Colorado, and it was absolutely below standard, and I would not recommend it to anyone ever. And if you're overpaying, call them, right? If you're overpaying on HughesNet, a quick tip, call them and tell them that you want to cancel. I've heard people that are paying $300 or $400 a month for this stuff. I didn't pay $110. That was the max, and I thought that was ridiculous. But I even called, and they reduced my bill down to $60 a month. So to save people money, call and just let them know you're going to cancel. And even if you have to cancel, you can start back up, and I guarantee it's still cheaper than paying $300 or $400 a month. That's ridiculous. I don't know how they're even allowed to do that. Number 9, solar kits. There's no more excuses not to have one and have the basic understanding. They make them so easy. They're so plug and play. A to A, boom. B to B, boom. Plug that into your inverter into whatever you're trying to charge. Batteries are good. Panels are good. Solar kits are everywhere. Go get one. There's books. There's so much information on solar. Again, in Western Colorado, we hung basically a Mercedes up, a C-Class Mercedes, $30,000 worth of solar, brand new panels, batteries, inverters, everything that you need. And we had 0 power outages in the entire 4 years that we lived there. We've had 2 power outages here in the state of Kansas, and definitely we had 300 days of sunshine there at where we are. We're still on the same parallel scope as far as 39 plane latitude wise, but we are definitely not a third of the energy that we were able to pick up in Colorado. So it's definitely something to look at, but kits are everywhere. Everybody can do this. It's not one of these things where you have to have someone come out and do the work for you. So many videos out there, you could have this done, and making your own power super easy. Number 10, and I would definitely say this is the most important, and I challenge everyone watching this video to do this. And if you do this and you do not live off grid, and you can do this and you really like what I'm getting ready to say, then I would say that you're there. Like, you have that passion. Just go out and do it. If you're not happy with what you're doing, right now is the time for you, first and foremost, to be as happy as possible. So go do it, please. Number 10, using less nets you more. Well, yeah, Russ, obviously, if I use less money, I'll have more money. That's the point. Stop spending excess money on crap items that you can literally say man, probably if you know that you can sit back in 10 years and be like, I don't need that item, or you wouldn't be able to use that item, you don't need it today. Whether it's a coffee, a tattoo, a season ticket to a football game, there has to be a point where we say, okay, we want to conserve because we're looking to grow. And the only way that you can grow is being able to make a change. And if you have the money sitting around, use less water, use less food, find more food storage, less mess, more rest. Like stop spending all day kicking yourself in the butt, trying to do what you love. Be able to get at peace with it and be like, this is what I need to do. Not every day is going to be, oh man, we need to get up and go and go and go. I've tried. It doesn't, even for me, there's days that you have to sit back and really enjoy what you're doing. And that's what I'm doing today. Well, that's what I'm getting ready to do as soon as I get done making the rest of this video. And I really hope everyone did find something effective and useful in this video. I hope you have a great day. Get out, find some nature, find some love, find some peace in your life, baby, because it's only one, and there's no reason to live this thing all upset and disgruntled. I'm gonna go hang out in the woods here, guys. As always, stay moving, stay positive. See you around. Come on, let's go.